This is my Bubbie's kitchen, and today we're making French onion soup, homemade, with a wonderful toasted baguette and Gruyere cheese, broiled and melted on top. Homemade onion soup. It's wonderful. Of course you need Gruyere cheese and bread, a nice baguette to go on top. But the soup itself, we need chicken stock. A lot of people use beef. I like chicken stock. Butter, 3 tablespoons of flour, 6 or 8 cloves of garlic. We have bay leaves and thyme, red wine, salt and pepper, and of course, onions. 6 large onions sliced up. To slice the onions, take off the outer layer. I cut off the root ends. The onion actually tells you how to cut it. I just cut along these lines. Turn it down so that it's easier to cut and you won't cut yourself. When you get to the end, if it's a little thicker, that's okay. The most important thing is that you don't get cut. We're not chefs. Frank's knife skills are much better than mine, but mine work. There we go. Now, we're going to saute these onions and the garlic in some butter. Whole stick of unsalted butter. If you start with room temperature butter, it will melt faster. Now when you saute these onions and garlic, you really want them to get brown. That's going to take about 20 minutes. Got to get the salt. Onions love salt. You need them. You need salt with onions. It'll draw out the moisture and it will start the caramelization. This is good enough. Get all of our onions in here. And all of the garlic. Lots of salt. The butter is unsalted, and the chicken stock is low sodium, so you don't have to worry about the salt. You're seasoning a lot of onions. I'm just going to keep stirring this around, babysitting my onions, and I'll see you back here in 20 minutes. These onions actually have been cooking for 35 minutes. They're golden brown, just the way I want them. It will depend on your onions and how much water is in the onions. 20 to 35 minutes. I'm gonna tie up my bay leaves and my thyme because I don't really like to fish it out of the soup. So I just put it in a bouquet garni, some cheesecloth, tie it up. Deglaze the pan with wine. Some pepper. Some salt. And now this has to cook until it's dry. You could use white wine. I'm using red wine because Richie likes red wine better than white wine, and he's going to drink the wine while he has his soup. See you in a couple of minutes. The wine is all absorbed now, so I'm going to sprinkle on 3 tablespoons of flour. And I'm going to have to cook this again until it gets all the flour taste out. That'll take about 3 more minutes. Flour is all incorporated. Now I'm going to add 64 ounces of stock, chicken stock. You can make it, or you can just add 2 of those containers. When I don't have stock in the fridge or the freezer, I use those containers myself. As soon as this comes to a boil, we'll remove the bouquet garni and we can eat. Soup is boiling, so now we have to make some croutons and grate the cheese. Slice up a few pieces of bread. Get them in the toaster. I always toast a couple of extra pieces just to have them so we can dunk them in the soup. I'm going to grate the cheese. You can use Swiss cheese because Gruyere is a little pricey, but it tastes so much nicer. You could use Fontina. I like Gruyere. Our toast is done. Our soup is ready. nice and boiling. The longest part in the preparation is getting the onions brown, but the browner you get them, the sweeter they'll be. I'm going to remove the bouquet garni. It's done everything we needed to do. I want to check the soup. See how it tastes. See if we need any more salt and pepper. That's good. A little more pepper. And a little salt. Now I'll make 2 portions. The flour thickened the soup a little bit. But we cooked it for 5 minutes after we put the flour in, so you don't taste the flour at all. But you have the nice richness of it. Break our toast. I like toast all over the top, so we fit it in. Gruyere cheese. Get it all over the top. I always put it into the toaster oven instead of the regular oven. It's just easier for me to watch. Try not to get cheese on the tray that you use for the toaster oven, just so that it doesn't burn. Back into the toaster oven to broil. This is bubbling and delicious. You see that, Rich?
Looks great.
That's lunch. Time for the tasting. The mugs are cool enough to remove. Richie will get the mother of the groom mug, and I'm getting Queen Bee, of course. Ooh. Look at that pull. That's good. That's really good. The onions have not disintegrated. They're still there. The cheese is heavenly. This is going to be a good lunch, Rich.